Hello, my name is Maria Kuzubash, Lecture 1 Nature of Language. It is certainly not the easiest language to learn nor the most logical. However, English is a major language of technological transfer, air and space travel, international business and education. Often called link language, English is the most widely spread language in the community. Approximately 1 in 6 speakers in the world uses English. The need teaching and learning English is rising as the world community is getting smaller. Communication remains a key goal of people's strive. Communication remains a key goal as people strive to coexist peacefully in communities, family settings, educational establishments, and so on. A common language can serve as an important tool in the development of effective communication among diverse groups of people within the globe. Communication is the exchange of information and through verbal and non-verbal channels and is accomplishment in various ways. Just much of our time we spend communicating. The average person spends 45% of the communicating time listening, 30% speaking, 16 reading, and 9 writing. She does a school child. Of course, the percentage much depends on the person, but unless we are eating and sleeping, we are probably communicating. Culture in verbal and non-verbal communication. Communication is a gymnastic process composed by multiple elements and steps. A sender, encoding messages, channels, noises, a receiver, decoding the receiver's responsible and feedback, and context. It may be international and uninternational, and it always influenced by factors such as time, topic, and circumstances, as well as one's cultural background. Verbal communication is composed by sounds, words, and language which has direct relationships with culture. Verbal communication is best suited to convey specific information, and it's better suited to communication through technology over long distance. What is the first thing you notice about a person? Dress, face, style. Whatever it is, probably not their language. The language may not be the most prominent characteristic of a person. It is certainly one of the most revealing. Until verbal communication is established, knowledge of a person is limited on one side. Language opens up people their things, their interests, their view of life. Language is spoken, language is heard. The verbal audible form's language is its most obvious characteristic. It consists of audible symbols voiced by the speaker. Our responses to these symbols differ according to our understanding and familiarity with the specific language. Communication also occurs in a non-verbal, inaudible context. Certain body movements. Language may also be in written form. Various alphabets, including pictorial or phonetic graphics, have been used throughout history. To be sure, not every society has a written form of its spoken language. However, every language has the potential of being written, and every speaker of that language is a potential writer of it. Language communicates what members of a society need to know. It is a major tool of any social group, affecting loyalties based on past, present, or future events and relationships. Language can also ruin the society since it can destroy relationships and loyalties. This leads us to define language as verbal, systematic, and symbolic communication. At its core, language is verbal. Spoken English is the basis for all other forms of language: written language, sign language, and distance. The symbols we can written language stand for sounds. Language is not just something spoken, it is also systematic. All languages is structured. The relationships between actors and their actions and their modifiers. The structure formed by these relationships is called grammar. Every language has a grammar and its speakers follow its rules whether or not they are aware of them. 5-year-olds may not know the difference between a noun and a verb, but they can speak a grammatically correct sentence. Grammar gives meaning to language. It tells us who the actor is and who is being acted upon. Besides being verbal and systematic, language is also symbolic. We use symbols to stand for classes of things. These symbols are arbitrary and not directly related to the class of objects they represent. For example, this is nothing about the four-legged furry animal. That is man's friend that suggests dog. These are sounds that the English have agreed to call that particular pet. Symbols are abstract. That is, we can talk about a dog that is not present or even one that has never existed. We can manipulate the symbol. Language is possible because human beings are capable of symbolic activity. While language is verbal, systematic, and symbols, its function is communication. Indeed, we can even define languages as communication. Language is a vehicle used to try to transport what is in one person's mind into another person's mind. Language is a vehicle for abstract concepts. Common characteristics among young English learners. First, neat friendships and acceptable. Next, fair embarrassments. Next, stresses experience in new surrounding. Not always highly motivated. Have different backgrounds. Have difficulty pronouncing certain sounds, have problems understanding English-speaking teacher. Effective acquisition of a foreign language is not only a mental process, but an emotional and social one as well. Since language in a part of culture and learning involves the whole person is community with others. Some of language diverse processes are tightly interrelated as speech patterns, learning styles, collaborative or one-to-one learning components of grammar and its specific aspects. Thank you for your attention. Bye!